I've sent it in, but I've been extremely occupied. That was why I couldn't send it. So we have enough time. The slide is what I'm using right now. So you have enough time to study through it and, quickly grab one or two things in it. So tomorrow's class is now going to be more of a practical thing where I would show us some websites that you would use. Now, that is where I will take my time. I'm going to send the slide for that one early. I'll send it on time, send it early before, so it shouldn't be delayed like this one. So tomorrow's class is going to be more of a practical section. I'll show us different platforms where you can, create your portfolio sessions, portfolio sites, because for every skilled person, you need an actual platform. And I'm very sure since we've been seeing different job applications, when you try to apply, they will be like, drop a link, let's see what you've done so far. And there is
We can't hear you again, oh.
okay. I'm back. Very sorry about that. network just cut me off. Only give me a few minutes. I'm trying to switch to another internet. Okay, I'm fully back. I think it's because it's about to rain. That was why the network was. So please let me know if you can. Let me know if you can hear me. I'll try to be audible than this. Can we all hear me? I don't like network trouble at all. And I checked weather forecast, so they were like, it was going to rain in the night, and this is just 6. Please, can we hear me? Um,
Yes.
Yes, Tosin.
okay. So just in case if it's breaking, please let me know. So I don't like it's about to rain and then the noise and everything. Oh God. Okay, let me continue. So I was talking about the way a designer's portfolio would look like. So when a designer wants to apply for a job, what the company is after is they want to see their designs, how good are they, and then there is always a reason behind the design. That is where the creativity comes in. Why did you design? Why did you decide? Like, if you look at my presentation, why did I choose to use this particular template? Why did I use this text? Why did I use this color? Why did I create the presentation in this format? I have to be able to fully explain all of those things in detail. Those are the two major things that a designer would have to be able to showcase on their portfolio. So for A programmer, they don't really need any why behind anything they do. They just want to see what they can do. And what they will do for a programmer is they sometimes give a programmer a test. They will just send an incomplete code and then they tell the programmer to complete it, which is a very difficult, a very difficult thing for most programmers, because one thing about coding is we don't really know those things offhand. And sometimes they may have to like, okay, let me see the kind of applications you built. They want to see the source code. They want to see, everything. So for a business analyst, for a data analyst, what they want to see is they always want to see their dashboards, that an interactive, a real-time dashboard for every Excel activities they've been able to do, for every Lucid chat, or every Power BI activity they've been able to see. They want to see a real-time activities. And then after every time activities, you have to now fully give detail of everything. Because when you show them a chart, a trends, you have to fully give an explanation of what you're actually trying to achieve and how you go about achieving it. So they want to always see those things before they can actually, confirm and affirm that, yeah, this person is good at this particular skill. But for a business analyst and for a product manager, because our job as a BA and PM is more, in one sentence, we are the one who actually handles everything regarding to the products that we are building. Are the one who actually handles basically everything. So we would be able to, we are like the contractor that has been assigned to handle a building project. So, and a contractor would have to oversee everything from beginning to the end. So that is basically our job. And before someone or any company can actually trust a BA or a PM for a particular project, there are two things that they want to see. Number one is a full detailed portfolio of different activities, of different products, of different projects that has been done. Now, to make it very easy, what most people don't used to believe is your personal projects, it would help you get the job quicker than even an actual project that you've done. Now, the reason is because as a BA or a PM, like I said earlier, we are like the contractor. We are in charge of the entire thing from the beginning to the end. We are going to oversee everything. Even after the product has been launched and it goes to the market, we are still going to remain there. So imagine you've worked on a personal project and it's still live. You are still handling it. It's enough to defend yourself in any interview, because they believe whatever would make you undo your own personal project successfully, then simply means they can trust you to undo their own products, which is one most important thing. Another most important thing for a BA and PM is certification. Any kind of certification. I'm going to show us some links to, I'll even share direct links to certifications to us, so we can, try. There are some free certification, there's some paid certification. So there are some that actually meets American standard. Most of them are always very expensive. We have the $100, we have the $200, we have the $400, $500. You don't really need to pursue those ones. Yes, there are some that are, I don't know if you've heard of Coursera. There are some on Coursera. Google has a certification for project management. It's great for a PM and a BA to jump on. There are some other certifications that are from different universities on different platforms. I will share their link later tomorrow, after tomorrow's class. So the purpose of this certification is just like, before we have PM and BA, if you join my class on Sunday, I was talking about the importance of project management then, even before the BA comes in and everything, because the project manager oversees everything that the BA and everybody is now doing now. They oversee everything. So before anybody can trust you then that you are an actual project manager, they want to see a certification. They want to know that, you are actually certified. So they want to be able to trust you. But now it's not a combination of an already completed project, already successful project that you've done before, a personal project that you've executed before, and certifications. So you see the skills are important as well, but You see, those three things that I mentioned, they cover everything, especially a personal project. A personal project that is still existing, because if you build, okay, let me give us an expression. Can we all see my laptop screen? Let me try and just share the entire screen. Good. Okay, so I want to show you a site. I worked on this site. You can see currently unavailable. I worked on this site. I handled the branding, which involves the logo, coming up with the fonts, coming up with the right design system. I handled everything. I handled the product design role. It was a Shopify built platform. So I coded the entire template from ground up. Now, the entire website is a dropshipping site. Now, the person who owns the site is not really a dropshipping expert. And for me, I have experience in so many different sectors. Because why? Because I'm a freelancer. So I have executed and worked on different. So I've worked on different products completely. Now, so I worked as a brand designer for this. Of course, they paid me a lot of money, which is great. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the product. So I worked as a brand designer for this particular project. I worked as a product designer. I worked as the Shopify developer. So I built the Shopify, and I worked as an e-commerce researcher. I was the one that went to outsource the products, the right products. The client was from Canada. So I was the one that I had to outsource the right product. I'll be like to fully guarantee and tell him that, yeah, this is the best product that fits your market, the target market. So I was the one that did all of that. I was the one that upload all the necessary products. I was the one that even allocates the pricing. So you can see that I basically did everything. Now, last month, the client called. This was like a December to January product, December last year to January this year. I finished it in 2 months, between December and January. Now, the client called last month. No, I just called to say hi. And because I try to keep in touch with my client and try to just create for the sake of relationship. It was like he has been busy and he just couldn't have the time to manage the site. Then he concluded that he was going to shut it down. Now, he couldn't manage it, and I can't help manage it because I have so many things that I'm doing. I'm not a site manager or anything. So now, why am I bringing up this now? Look at the job activities that I had gone through. Now, if I'm going to put this down as a portfolio, I'm going to fully detail everything that I had done, which is great, which is perfect, which is interesting. But after explaining all of this particular site, which is a link, it has to be live to actually prove that every explanation that I gave down, every details that I talked about for this particular site, they want to see it. Yeah, because I said I did branding, I did product design, I did Shopify development, I did product marketing, product search, and all of that. And I was able to explain how I went about it. Now, I need to drop a link. So if I drop this link and they'd be like, and they're saying this is currently unavailable. Now, it's not as if these clients can actually leave the site live. Shopify will charge over $24 every month to put the site live. And since he couldn't manage it, so that was why it was like, okay, maybe when I'm ready to manage it, I can come back and renew. Everything is still intact. But now the site is not live because it doesn't want a situation whereby they will continue to charge him while he's not even making any money from the site. You get? So now the fact that the site is not live, it gives the recruiter, the interviewer that wants to hire me, be like, from all the explanation that you've shown us, which is perfect, which we all fully understand and it's good, but now there is no proof. There is no proof that I actually do this. So, which simply means I am not going to put, regardless of how much I had done or how many activities I had done on this site, I would not be able to put the link anymore. or I'm not even going to add the site as my portfolio, even though it was one of the best of it. I'm not going to add it as a portfolio anymore. It's gone. Or maybe because I'm a product designer and I can still decide to like just chip it into the product design section. But anything regarding the development, software engineering section, I can't put it there anymore because it's not even live. So that is one of the disadvantages of successfully building a project, adding it as a portfolio, and then because you can't dictate a client decision. A client can decide that I don't think we can manage this thing because I used to tell every client that there is no dumb idea. But so far you think about it. Now, when you think about an idea, someone somewhere had already thought about it. Another person is thinking about it. Another person is about to think about it. So what matters is how you plan on managing the product, managing the entire idea. So even if you implement the idea and look at what is happening with this site. So I have different sites like this, which becomes a challenge for most people. So that is why a personal project goes a long way than all of this. And alternatively, what I would do for this kind of site, adding it to my portfolio, I would just put the necessary details. I would make sure I don't put anything zoka.com. And I will make sure that when it gets to the old development section, I will not write anything development. So just to like put it in a sense that I did not do development. Because if I should mention I do development, I have to add a link. Now, link is not available, so I have to remove development. So what if I had actually gone ahead to complete the portfolio and everything is live, and then clients, recruiters, or even a client that wants to hire me for a job, went ahead to check and they can't find it, they'll just come back and be like, your site is not live. There was even one site that I did for a Romanian guy. It was one of the best sites. Look at this one too. It's gone. So all of these things, they are part of the challenges you would experience because there are going to be some that is as a freelancer, or even if you are working as a contract staff, but if you're working full-time for a company, you won't have, let me even see if you're working directly for a company, this one too is down. It's also a Shopify site. It was the entire site was written in the Romanian language. I took my time to do a lot of Google translations. Now the decisions, the clients, these people, they have money and they feel, yeah, let me run a business now. I want to run a business. I want to start a side business. I want to, they have the money. Then while they have a full-time job, but they want like a side hustle, but they just did not understand. But when you try, what I used to try to do now is I try to save them the stress so that you will not complete the site. And then after a few months, you just shut it down because you don't have the time. Now, I have a client here in Nigeria too, a real estate expert. I built a site for her as well. And I helped her with some few other, give her some ideas how she can, get clients and all. Then all of a sudden she gave up on the site. The site, everything expired. The entire server, everything was down, So these are some of the challenges that we would encounter. So I'm telling us all of these things to fully understand when you want to build up your portfolio is not something that you just build up and then you just abandon it. You have to continue to go back and check it. And the best time I used to check my site is when I have a new client and they be like, or when I want to apply for a job, I like, okay, drop a link to your portfolio. Go back to my portfolio and start checking all my sites. The ones that are not intact, I'll quickly pick my laptop and remove it just to make sure that. So, and the best way is you can always dedicate once or twice a month to look through your portfolio or check it out, or just make sure that everything is intact. Do we have any question? I haven't really started with my slide yet. So my slide is more of a theoretical thing. So that was why I'm just, taking my time to, fully explain my experience because I have so many sites like that. And there's some sites that are still, there's some projects that are still in existence because you can't help a client build their entire thing. But as a BA, if you have the skill that you can successfully build a product, you have to find a way to make sure that they like you have to make sure that revenue is coming. If revenue is coming, they won't drop their sites. But I'm not into I'm not into that. But maybe I might have to like go and learn the skill that which would involve marketing now. You have to like as a product manager, you need to have a full knowledge of how marketing can be, executed. You don't really need to have a digital marketing skill, but what you need is something like let me say, be finding the right strategy. What is the best method at which I could use to help these clients? Once they're making revenue from their sites, they are good to go. Once they're making revenue on their site, they will not shut it down. They will continue. But if the money is small, there's going to be issues. There's going to be issues. Okay, someone said, kindly admit me to the meeting. I'm not, look, there's nobody on the waiting room. You can easily access the meeting. You can join the meeting. I join the meeting. I did not block access from anything in any way. I did not. Okay, so please, if you have any question, let me know. So let me go into my slide. So this slide, I'm sure we should have gone through it on our phone. It's just I just like did a short, full descriptions on and information that you need when you want to build up your portfolio. Don't be scared. We are going to build it together tomorrow. So regardless of what they are going to see in this slide, and regardless of the things I'm going to explain, don't worry. We'll build several sites together, and you are going to, by the time you start building your site, you send me links to your site. We'll review together and ensure it's perfect. Then we'll be fine. Don't worry, you don't need to be a website designer before you can build your site. I'm going to explain everything in detail tomorrow. So this is the BA structure, the site structure. These are just the things that you need to have. When you visit the website, you have the home page, about page, services, blah, 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 and the likes. So regardless of how you want to arrange your website menu, it doesn't matter. But you have to follow this structure. And the first thing is an introduction. Briefly introduce yourself and your professional goals as a business analyst. That is one thing. That is number one thing. Let me show you a site. This is not a business analyst site, but it's still something. Now, let me see. Let me look for another one. So you can see this person. Hello, I'm Tammy. And if you look at the right-hand side, I'm a product designer and a product engineer with some illustrations, blah, 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 blah. No worry, I'll show you my own site as well. I'll only show you the other part. So I'm going to come with different website portfolios that we just need to check. So there are different sites. Let me just manually even check some things. Let's say products. Let's say product manager, site sample. Let me open. I'm updating my portfolio site currently. So it's not live yet, but I think I have something here I can show us. Okay, let's check this place. I just need like 1 or 2%. Okay, let's check this burst here. And you see that introduction section has to be really bold, really bold, really huge. You can see this one here. The moment anybody visits your website, that will be the first thing they want to see. Look at this person. Mark is a product manager, a tinkerer, and a gadget enthusiast in Berkshire's and MA. Something very detailed, something straightforward, something fully, you have to like fully inform them. This is what I do. This is who I am. Look at this person. My name is Ryan. Blah, blah, blah. This is my resume. And then look at it has to be fully detailed. This is my own updated, my new site that I'm working on currently. Trying to like update my site. So the introduction part is very important and it has to be boldly written. Your full name. In fact, you can do it to the extent of putting out your what's it called? Your location. Where exactly are you located? From Nigeria, where exactly is it Lagos? You have to indicate all of this. It's a it's like a biography. We're trying to bring people to, why is my site not trying to open? We're trying to bring people out there to come, and they want to hire you, they want to employ you, they need to see everything. They need to be fully informed. So that introduction part is very important. Okay, my site is like, look at, this is mine. I see, my name is Justin Parks. I'm a product designer and UX engineer from Lagos. I have 10 years wide range of experience from big tech. So very, very detailed. So if you now want to do more, like say more things about yourself, that is where you now have to start going. That's where you have your about section, where you now have to, like, you can see there's an about section. There's always an about section where you can fully explain a brief history about yourself. Now, your about section always have to, be fully details. It has to fall into your experience as a tech person. Even if you just transition into tech yesterday, you have to really tell the story. You really have to tell the story. So it doesn't have to be something perfect. And your portfolio sites, of course, you can always update them regularly. It's raining already. Let me know if my voice is breaking or you can hardly hear me. So let me know, please. So the next thing after the introduction, you can see briefly introduce yourself and your professional goals as a business analyst.
Yes.
Okay, so and the second thing, which is after that, is the skills and expertise. So now, how all of these things will be structured, I'm going to do a practical approach of it in the next class tomorrow. But today, I just want us to let us see the structure, everything that are very important that you have to have in your portfolio site. So number 2 is the skills and expertise. So you have to list your key skill areas. So you don't have to mention all of the entire skill. Just mention the ones that are most important, that fall into your role as a BA. So an example here is requirement gathering, problem solving, stakeholder management, agile methodology, communication, etc. So it has to be, you don't have to like place in too many things. So how you want to structure your site is where creativity comes in. But the things that you need to put in place are these important sections. Now, the number 3 thing is the project highlight. This is where you now start highlighting your project. So let me go back to this. So look at these are project highlights. These are project highlights. They're projects. This is another, look at this person. These are project highlights. So when you click on it, that is when you now start having information. You start getting information about it. So this, I like the fact that this person even, okay, this is the about page, not the home page. This is where they have their project highlight. Let me go back to their home page. You can see about me, work, author, speaker, and everything. So how you want to structure your site is your concern. What matters is it's fully communicating, your skill, is fully explaining everything that you have in your CV, fully and detailing, explaining everything. So your project highlight, describe notable projects you have worked on, including goals, challenges, and outcome. You see, this project highlight is where we'll spend a lot of time, where we're going to spend a lot of time trying to put everything in place. Every other thing here are always straightforward, very easy to implement. So another one here is the methodologies and the tools. That is where you now start mentioning your tools and applications and your the things and the method at which you use to solve all of your problems. So you will have to indicate all of those. So this point here, you don't need to really mention too many things, but the best way to list out your methodologies and tools is you don't just tell them, yeah, agile development, Scrum, UML, Jira, this. You are going to like fully detailed everything. Don't worry, I'll do a practical approach of it. So the next part, another part that you need to have, professional development, just like I was saying, the certification, the courses, workshop, training programs, like the program you're attending now is one thing that you have to be on your site. And like I said, after the session tomorrow, I'm going to send you about 4 to 5 different certifications. Their courses are very short and straightforward. So don't forget, you are taking those courses for the sake of that certifications. So you don't really need to like stress yourself through it. You're already familiar with everything. But of course, by the time you start picking the courses, you see some things that we didn't even mention. And I'm very sure from the very beginning, when you start taking the courses, you will see a lot of things that you can put into, that you can, that you're already familiar with, that you can put it, that you can just easily gain some ideas. And one thing very interesting about the certification and the courses that I'm going to give you, they always give assessments. So you see those assessments, you can always use them as your project highlights. They can always serve as your project highlights. Because one thing as a tech person, for a starter, for someone, let me say starter, for someone who is just diving into a skill in tech, please let me know if you can hear me clearly. For someone who is like just moving into particular skill. Okay, great. For someone who is moving into a particular skill in tech, they know you don't have like the experience. They know you don't have any experience to showcase. So that is why they call them case studies. So like all the practical approaches that we've been doing now, they are all case studies. So if I give you an assessment, if I give you a task, you do it professionally, they become your case study. Those are the things that you would add as your portfolio. That are the things that you would add as your activity. Someone said I can't hear anything. Wow. Can we all hear me, please?
We can hear you, sir.
We can hear
Okay.
you.
Okay. So please you can
Check our network.
you can check your network. So I'm just worried about this weather, and I'm glad the network is not fluctuating. So I've talked about the personal development. The next one is testimonial and recommendation. Now, this one is going to be the most difficult part, but there is a trick to it. Anybody can give you testimonial. Now, to make it very easy, you see, this particular course that we're taking now, your team members, if you look at it here, I mentioned here that you can get recommendation from clients, you can get recommendation from colleagues, from supervisors. So we are all colleagues. I can give you a recommendation. I can give you, anybody in how many of us are in the general PM group? We are over 60 something. Imagine if you get just, you don't really need too many testimonials from anybody. You don't really need too many testimonials. I think 5 to 10 best testimonials are great. You just need the name of the person and then their occupation and then the testimonial. It can be like a review. Anybody can give you testimonials. It doesn't really matter. So far, they've seen what you do. You've been able to tell people, yeah, this is what I do. This is who I am. That is all you need to start with. So by the time you now start getting jobs and you are able to successfully execute projects, you can then ask your clients to give you testimonials. You can now use it to update everything. But testimonials is not always necessary on our portfolio sites. Let's go back to this. I don't have testimonial on my own site, but I have testimonial on my course site. I don't think this person has anything testimonial. Let's check the work. Now let's go to about. And this is where we would find anything like that. And there is nothing like that. And you see this picture, they go a long way. Your family picture, trust me, they go a long way. They go a long way. So it's always very, very necessary when you put your family picture in it. Even if it's your personal picture is very, very important. I don't think this person has any. How you can see, okay, resume reviews. Let's see this part. Yeah, is how it works. Get started. Okay, it's not in any way. Let's see this person. No, there is no testimonial. So testimonial, I also did not have testimonial in my site as well. So it's not really necessary, but if you feel you want to add it, it's great. You can always add it. Now, number 3, personal projects, just like the one that I've been mentioning. Personal projects, mention any personal project or contributions to showcase your initiative and commitment to learning. So personal projects is very, 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 very important when you are showcasing your portfolio. And the way we now do it is we always, like create a particular section for this purpose alone. We always make sure we just put it somewhere so that people can easily see what is in it, see what we have inside of that particular thing. So it's always very, 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 very important. So for people who are here to have an actual portfolio, a personal project will go a long way, will be very, very helpful. And after all of that, another thing you need is your socials, your contact information, your email, your phone number, your WhatsApp contact is very, very necessary. Your LinkedIn profile is very important. Very, very important. Your email address, because anybody can see your profile, want to reach you. WhatsApp is very, very easy. They just click and then they enter your DM. It's very, very easy because not everybody actually reads email. You might have gotten a message on your email and you don't even know. But when people see that you have your WhatsApp contact and you have your LinkedIn profile, they can easily, check. And on LinkedIn, if you're using the premium plan on LinkedIn, if anybody view your profile, LinkedIn will notify you. And when LinkedIn notify you, if you're on the premium plan, you can see the profile of the person who viewed your profile. So maybe the person would want to like consider you for a job role. That is why they have to check your profile. So LinkedIn give you the opportunity to actually locate that person, and then you can communicate with the person. Come, you check my profile. You can't just go like that. Now, bring the work, But if you're on the free plan will just notify you that someone checked your profile, but it won't give you the details. So the next slide is the portfolio structure for a product manager. Do we have any questions so far regarding BA? Please, you can ask questions. You can ask questions.
Hi, Tosin.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
I'm actually into tech and I actually saw you using Down. And
Okay.
are you saying that's the platform we are going to host our website?
Yes, tomorrow I'm going to show some platforms where you will build your site. So today I'm showing us the contents, the features, the structure, the information that you have to put on the site. So they are the ones that I'm showing us today. No, sir.
All right, no problem.
Okay. Okay, so for product manager, I know I'm actually here to teach us business analysis. And business analysis portfolio is not really very, very, very common on the platform. Only few people are still, but it's the same method as the product manager. If you look at the templates that have been showing us, they are all product manager, product designers, but it's the same format too. That is why I'm sharing us with this one as well. So the structure is almost the same thing, just little differences. The introduction, which is the important part of it. Introduce yourself as a product manager and briefly highlight your passion for product management. So all those things are very, very, very important. And one thing we are going to do is we are going to explore ChatGPT to provide content for us, because the kind of content we have to really put on our site has to be, user friendly, has to be, fully detailed, has to, be convincing, because we don't know who is visiting our portfolio site. It's very important. So the next thing is the product management skills. You need to list all of your skills, your core skills, the ones you are really good at. You don't really need to mention all the entire skills. You can just highlight just 5, 7, even 10 is still okay. You can just highlight all of those skills out there. So number 3 is product success stories. This is not always very, very important, but they're always very important when you put them into your project highlights. So you highlight successful products or features you have managed, including their impact on the business. So this is similar to when we say the project highlights, something of all this nature. So almost similar to, you say, come on. Oh, why did I disappear back? Okay. Yeah, I'm back. So you have to mention any achievements related to those products. So the product success story is just, the successful, you have to like indicate the successful project that you've executed. But this part is not always very, very necessary, because you need to showcase full details of your project work. So we have the cross-functional collaboration. You see, the platform of a product manager is always a little bit complex because you have to detail everything. You have to detail everything. So you have to showcase your ability to collaborate with different teams, such as engineering, design. But you see, this number 3 and not even number 3, number 4, this particular one, you can always place the best place to, highlight your experience in driving cross-functional alignments and deliver successful product launch. So all of these things you can fall into your about section. And easily
Fire.
Should be you will have put egg inside. You don't have common sense. Are you dreaming?
they can easily put them into your about section. Well, that is why I said we would explore ChatGPT for this to fully, give you details on how you're going to structure your about or even a services section, because it will be very, very, very important. And then the agile methodologies, where you have to now emphasize on your proficiency in the actual methodologies that you use. So you can't just tell them, I love Scrum, I do Scrum. You have to really put down your own process. Yeah, we know you use Scrum. How do you use it? You have to fully put down all of those things. Another thing is stakeholder management. It discusses your expertise in managing stakeholders, such as this can also fall into your about section or inside each of your products that you've worked in. And also another one here is your professional development, where you have to mention the certification as well. Then after that, we have the testimonial and recommendation, and then we have the contact information. So all of these things, they are just the structure on how, let's say I'm trying to okay, you're a website designer, I want to give you a job. Okay, come and help me design a website. Now I'm giving you all those details. I'm literally telling you, these are the information I want on my website. So how you want to structure it doesn't really matter. I'm not concerned about it. Look at this person's site structure. Look at this site structure. Look at this site structure. Look at this one. So how you want to structure it, it's dependent on you. So that is exactly what really, really matters. How you want site to look like, how it's just about creativity. So that is why I have to teach us how to use some website applications. So those applications, once you are familiar with how to build an easy site, it becomes very, very easy. There was a site I was using because I'm not sure with my portfolio, so I decided to build something very, very simple and straightforward. So it's just like a one-page website, and this was the only thing. Now, if you look at the about section, I don't know if you can see it. Look at the way I just, what I just did here was I basically, in a non-technical way, I basically explain what I do to just make it easy, and then very short sentence. And then I updated my recent project work, and that's it. So, and I can decide to create more pages. I can decide to add more other pages. Because he emailed me for a project. I enjoy emails. I don't like people to just, because some people can be so funny. They will just, once they have your number, they just call you directly on WhatsApp. And I'm always very busy. So I check my email every now and then. So email is always very easy. Once you click on this button, it takes you into my mailbox directly. So, and I check my email every day. So there is no way I would miss anything. So if you look at this, you can see it's very, very straightforward. Hello, picture this. You're scrolling through your favorite app and suddenly you're struck by the simplicity and elegance of the design. You are able to navigate with ease and find exactly what you need. That's the result of my expertise in graphics design, web design, front-end development, and product design. I'm a passionate UX professional. Then I now start introducing myself. So the way you're going to structure your site does not, the way you're going to design the site does not matter, provided you are following the right structure, either as a BA or as a PM. So all of that does not matter. So now the project highlight, which is the major important. So let me know if you have any questions, please. So all the sites that I've been showing us earlier, I'm going to now click on those sites and show us few things about those sites. So let's go. Let me start with this person. So I'm going to start with this. So I'll just pick one museum area. You can see Look at where my cursor is. This is a case study. It's not even an actual, it's not even an actual project. It's just a case study. Now, this is a prototype. It's not even an actual project. This is a personal project. This is an internship. You can see that this is now an actual project. This is even a volunteer. So all of this is a freelance project. So anyhow you want to like put them down, you just have to finish. So let's just pick one. Let's go for this Menti. Now I've been attracted by the picture. You can see I clicked on it. Now the details that I'm going to now explain here, project highlights for a BA. Now you see if I scroll through, I'm going to get an overview, information about the project. Look at the role this particular person played in this particular project. Look at the timeline, look at the tools that was used and the team. If there are any other person that join you in executing the project, you have to indicate them. Now I'm going to open another person's site so we can compare. I haven't finished my own part yet, so I will skip that one. So this is another one. Let me go to work. Portfolio. So okay, I'm in work. How I look at this, how I work. This person would freely is completely given a breakdown on how he actually works. Look at his own structure. He's not even using images to explain it. He completely detailed every of his work experience. Look at work samples. So he completely detailed. In fact, as a matter of fact, I think I'm going to like this one even much more better than those ones with images. You can see it starts detailing everything. Start giving every information, every necessary information. Look at. So then another experience again. Then you have to fully see. This is great. I love this. I totally love this. Now look at this one. I just clicked on this is a particular product. Look at it. The images, then my role, then the products, explaining the products, evolutions, the origin story, any information, any information about the product you're working, the things you're trying to achieve, everything just have to be in there. Look at this is my favorite of all because it's fully detailed. Look at problem and outcome. There's a prototype, and there are going to be several images, the design brief. So for us as a BA, let's now explore our own. So the first thing that we have to have is the project overview. Provide a brief description or to the introduction, including the purpose, objective, and context. To mention the industry or domain of the project. So you just have to the moment they click on a particular product that you had it as a portfolio, whether it's a personal product, whether it's a case study, whether it's a volunteer product, you have to indicate every single one of those things into it. After that, oh wow, my slide is running really fast. Wow, it's raining. Please let me know if you can't hear me. So after that, the next thing is the business problem or opportunity. So something of this nature here. Problem and outcome. The business problem and then the opportunity. So you can either just outline the scope of the problem or you just try to indicate the opportunities that comes around it. So you have to describe the specific problem or opportunity the project aim to address, then explaining the impact of the problem or opportunity on the business. So it's just like you're trying to write a project. You're trying to document a project work, all the school project, thesis and all. So that is literally what we are trying to do. But you want to put everything on the platform and it has to be short and precise. If it's like a final year project, you are going to write about 30 pages long and all, but you don't really need to do all of that. Now imagine all of that 30 pages. You want to summarize it into one particular page on a website. So that is literally what we want to do. So the first one is the project overview. And the second one is the business problem or the opportunity. Everything regarding the project. So the next one is the scope and the requirement. Outline the scope of the project including the boundaries, the limitations. You can see that it's literally like a final year project, like literally like a final year project. Describe the requirements gathering process and the technique used. Now you can see this page. They are not really asking you to actually showcase your to give them a result on what you did. They just want you to like give them, just describe what you did. How did you gather your requirements for the project work? Did you actually do you actually execute an interview, or you ran a survey? What are the kind of questions that you ask? And how did you even generate your report? A screenshot can always go a long way in this section. And then you just briefly explain it. See, all of these things, we are going to like draw them out on a website fully. Then stakeholder analysis, identify the key stakeholders involved in the project, explain how stakeholder analysis was conducted and how their needs and expectations were considered. So if you remember when we started, we were using the external stakeholder, then we sent out survey to gather and understand what the people want. So all of these things, you have to fully indicate them. Another part is the business analysis and technique. So that is where we now talk about the process modeling, the use cases, the user story, and a few other informations. Please let me know if you can hear me clearly, and let me know if my voice is breaking. The rain just started, and I was thinking I'll finish up before the rain starts. Okay, so the business analysis and technique, it highlights the business analysis, the technique utilized. How did you carry out the technique that you used to solve all the problem, the use cases, the user story, the acceptance criteria? You have to indicate all of those things. Solutions design and recommendation. Present the solution designs, that is, you explain how the proposed solution align with the business goals and address the identified problem or the opportunity. So we have to like structure the business goals. What exactly are we trying to solve? We've talked about the problem. Now at this point, we need to like outline the solutions, and the only way to bring out solutions are from the reports that we've been able to send out and from the user stories that we've been able to create, all the research that we've been able to do. That is the best place where we can bring out our solutions. Then we have the collaborations and communication. Now, how did you collaborate with the project team? But there are some cases whereby you're actually the only one who worked on the project. You can always indicate that in the project work to let them understand. So just see it as a final year project. That is literally what we are trying to do. A project impact. Discuss the measurable impact of the project or the business, which include the key metrics, the achievements, and then you demonstrate the success or the value, everything. Don't worry, we are going to like design the entire site from ground up, and you see how short and precise. We're going to use image representations to fully identify every one of these things. So lessons learned, what were the ideas, what were the things that you were able to generate? What were the concepts that you were able to, generate? You have to indicate every bit of it. Then this is where it now allows you to add images, add visual representations, add any necessary information that you want to add. So moving into the product management outline. So it's the same structure, but the rain here is so heavy. So I think I may have to like just stop the class here. I have been able to send us the slide to this, so you can just go through everything. It's the same way that I've explained earlier. So tomorrow I pray it won't rain, so we'll be able to take our time to run through few of this thing. So tonight I'm going to send us a video on a website. So a video on a website is very, 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 very straightforward. This is part of the website. So it would, put us, give you a heads up of what we want to talk about tomorrow. So that is how this is the site. I already have a video for it, and I have a video for several different sites as well. So this is the particular site that I would recommend for us because it's very free. It's free to build and very, very straightforward. So I'm going to send a video on it tonight so we can study through it. Tomorrow, I'll be building 2 different websites. So I'm going to like I'll skip all the things we have on the slide so you can read through the slide. If you have any question, you let me know. So tomorrow I'm building 2 different websites. I'm going to use those websites to teach us how to build our portfolio. So the first website I'll be building is for a business analyst, and the second website I'll be building is for a product manager. And the interesting thing is you could actually build this site on a mobile phone. Very, very easy, very straightforward. So I'll build 2 different websites for us. Thank God I did not even plan on building sites today. With the way the weather is, it will be very, very difficult. But just get prepared. Tomorrow is going to be fully practical. What time tomorrow? We're starting 7 p.m. tomorrow. We're starting 7 p.m. tomorrow. So the moment we start, I'm going to come to this site. I'll pick a website. I'm going to use ChatGPT to generate the content. Then I will structure the website that it will fit into a business analyst portfolio. Then I will build up a product manager's website as well. So that way, whether you want to function as and if time permits, I will now build one more website that will now be a combination of business analyst and a product manager. So that means 3 different websites. But if time do not permit us, I'll build 2, then which means we'll have one more class to now build one more website. So that way, the best way to actually learn to handle this is to actually see me building a website for you. So when you watch me building, now, what I'm going to now advise us, for those of us that have a laptop, what I would advise we do is tomorrow, join the meeting on your phone. So because though, like I said, you can build the website on your phone. I'm still going to like put us through how you can, but if you really want to enjoy the usefulness, like if you want to enjoy the platform, you have to build the websites on the laptop. So for those of us that have access to a laptop, so I would advise us when you're coming tomorrow for the class, join the meeting on your mobile phone. So the reason is so that you can join me as I'm building the site. So now I need to know, your website does not need to be perfect, but as I'm doing it and you are doing it, you'll be able to easily find something. So as I'm doing it and you get lost, just quickly do me a screenshot of where you are confused, send it into the chat box in the Zoom section, and then I'll just address it. Then we move it. Okay, someone asks, what if I have extra monitor? Great. If you have extra monitor, that's fine. So the reason why I'm just saying you should join the meeting on the phone is so that you can practice what I am doing. So you can easily create. Now, as I'm creating the site, you would also be creating. So you can now structure it however you want. So the video that I'll be sending tonight is just like a template. It's just like a structure on how you're going to so it will give us an overview to prepare us ahead against tomorrow on how your website will be built against tomorrow. So if you have any question, please, you can drop it in the chat in the WhatsApp section, because the rain is too heavy and it will be very difficult for me to hear us, but I'm actually happy that we can hear me. I can see the chat responses. So please, this is the site. I will send the link to the site. I will send a video right now, immediately after the meeting. It's a very short video. Just try to prepare yourself ahead for the practical session. We are building 2 different websites. If time permits, we will do 3. But if time does not, we'll build 2 different websites, a straightforward website, and you will see how I'm going to utilize ChatGPT to get content for this. So, okay, someone is thanking me. Thank you very much. Thank you. So please be ready. Be ready. Tomorrow is going to be fully practical. So I would advise us to join the Jira session on Monday. I want to do a practical approach to Scrum on Monday. I will send the name of the site to the WhatsApp. Don't worry, I'll send a link to the site to the WhatsApp, and I will attach the video. Of course, I will send the recording tonight as well
I'll send the recording. The recording will take about 10 to 15 minutes. Then immediately I would send it. Someone said you have removed my fear. Pata, pata. Don't worry. So when I'm building the site, I will show you how we will now alight projects, how you're going to put down project for the sake of, our own team that we're just starting up. We don't really have a full project yet. We only have a project in progress. So I'll show us how we are going to draft our projects, and it will be so detailed. We'll attach screenshots from our survey. We attach screenshots from our reports. You do all of it and everything. Don't worry about it. Someone said some of us are not experienced. Don't worry about it. That is why I want us to work together tomorrow. So as I'm building, you are building, and I would make sure to be very slow, take it one step at a time. But if I'm very slow with it, we'll not be able to finish up 2 websites tomorrow. So which simply means we'll still have another class. So whichever ways, I will make sure that even if we are going to end up having 5 classes at the long run, I'll make sure that we build 3 different portfolio on this VZ platform. And I'll show us different alternatives. This one is very easy to build and it's cheap, even if you want to go for the pro plan. The other ones are very expensive. So I'll still give us details on that in a later class. So, okay, what if those failed sites come up again? Don't worry about the failed sites. There are ways that we're going to run around it. We'll make sure what we just want to do is want to showcase what we do. We want to showcase, as a BA and as a PM, we want to showcase our expertise. So now see, as a BA, as a PM rather, see yourself as you are solving a mathematical problem. Now, your final answer is 100. And someone is telling you, I don't want you to tell me final answer is 100. Show me your work. How did you get to 100? How did you come about 100? You need to show me what you did for you to get 100 as your final answer. That is exactly what we want to do tomorrow. So you have to be able to outline and narrate everything that you do as a project, as a PM and as a BA, everything that we do. So, and if you remember, we still have a second project that we need to work on aside the first one that we are working on. So that second one is going to be like a personal project for us. I'll give us an update on it later. And most of our classes is going to be on Sundays, a general class like this on Sundays, come together 2 hours and we'll continue like that. So the free certification, you sure? I will send them immediately. We've successfully built up our site tomorrow. So I'll send the certification. So let's take the certification. I would also be in the group to monitor every activity. So I created a group that whereby you have to, the group where I took the class on Sunday. So please, if you haven't joined the group, please join the group. That is where I'll be taking all of our Sunday classes. So thank you very much for tonight. And I'm very sorry for the whole rain issues. So let's get prepared to build our site. Let me access my drive. So, okay, thank you very much. Let me access my drive. How can I find, it will take me a while to find that portfolio creation, but we'll have it. I'm definitely sure I have it somewhere here. Let me see. Let me check here. No, it's not here. I don't want to forget. So I want to quickly get on it right now. I'll look for it. I'll find it. Okay, it should be in the. It should be here, and it should be here. Someone said I'm already losing hope. Please don't lose hope. We are going to run this together. Don't worry. Don't lose hope. Once you have a portfolio, applying for jobs will be very, very easy. You see all these files that I have here, I'm going to be sharing some of them to us, like the resume secrets, like the job interview skills, LinkedIn common interview, LinkedIn finding a remote job, and then job interview skills. I'm going to be sending this to us. I can't find that video. I would look for it after the class. I'll just take my time and look for it. So I would share it with us. So
Thank you very much for tonight. So expect my videos. I'm sending 2 videos, tonight's class and then the tutorial I made on this video. So you can get prepared for your practical approach. And then the certification links, I'll send it tomorrow. So what I will do is I have about 5 different certifications that I want to send. So I'm not going to send all 5. I'll be sending one after the other. I will send one. Once we are done, I'll send another one. So that way it should also help me monitor your activities and help me monitor your progress. So if I throw all 5 at once and you're trying to do the 5, you might end up not even doing any one of them. So I'll just be keep throwing them one after the other. Once you've been able to finish with one particular course and you've gotten the certification, you've uploaded it on your site, you've uploaded it on your LinkedIn, then I'll just send another one that will go on like that. So that way, once you've eventually, by God's grace, you eventually get the job, you can now, money is already flowing in. You can now go for those US standard certificates. So, Canada just, I don't know if you've heard, Canada just released the tech talent strategy. UK has been doing it for a very long time, but Canada just started now, and I've been doing a follow-up on it. So we really need to build up our portfolio ASAP. So one advantage of this is you can apply for the job right here in Nigeria, you get a job, and then you can go ahead and apply for the tech talent application. You can even, they will give you the permits, even right here in Nigeria, from the findings, from the research. I will send a link so we can, if you want to study through it. So there is one from Alberta, Canada. I've always wanted to jump back to Canada. So that is why I'm talking about Canada. So there is one from Alberta, Canada as well. Really great. So I'm going to share us the link. So that is why we are running through all this. That portfolio is very important. And our CV is going to be, built for, We're going to still have more classes talking about CV, because there's a way CVs are being structured. Number one, if you are applying for a job in Canada, there is a way you have to structure the CV to fit into Canada. If you're applying for a job in US, the CV resume is different. UK is different. Now, if you're not applying for an actual job, so let's say you saw a job opening from one company A, you have to structure your CV to fit into that company A category, to fit into the requirements. If you're going to apply for another company B, you have to structure your CV again to fit into that. So we are going to have another class on CV. So please remind me, that will be after our portfolio thing. So, okay, people are with me on the Canada Tech Talents, this is the site. I will send it to us. I just saw Pastor uploaded it to his status last week. I saw it as well. So it's great. And then we can look into it together. So thank you very much for tonight. I will send the VZ video and then tonight's class as well. So thank you very much. Have a good evening. Let me look for the video first.